All right, good late Monday morning. Mike V from Tradeview Markets. Here we are. That sponsors TradeGATEHub. Listen, a lot going on. I'm sorry if I'm, don't have a perfectly articulated speech, if you will. SMCI with a 56 million share float gets added to the S&P 500. We'll take a look at that. A lot of these bios having binary moves still on the upside, some on the downside. You had to be aware of these bios making some moves, especially these baby bios. I got caught in a secondary with a very large position in a bio, but when stocks move 300% a week, that's what's prone to happen regardless of the sector. Still stocks going up. We'll get into it in a second. Post this morning. Always upgrades, downgrades, variety of Wall Street research, positioning, sentiment, option flow. That's what TradeGATEHub is about. Thanks for everybody tuning in. As Coach also put in a good video this morning, you go to the red YouTube icon and see what Coach has to say. It gets more views in an hour than I do in a day. Bravo. I would recommend or highly recommend everybody go back and watch Coach's interview last week with Jack Schwager. You talk about learning little tidbits. I think it's, at Coach's level, it's tidbits. Anybody else, it's learning things or re-edifying, reinforcing things that we should learn in the markets. Timeless things that don't go away. Here we go, TradeGATEHub. Okay. Mike V is on TGH. We posted. Okay, let's go to golds first of all. I'm sure Coach broached on that. Bitcoin breaking higher. Typical. Here's GLD. My question to Coach tomorrow is going to be no surprise. You can prepare for it. GLD breaking out of whatever. I mean, like I said, I'm wasting time. Weekly. Now the question is, why is the commodity leaving the stocks here? As stocks like AEM are getting pounded with calls. Great call. Who was it? This guy? Was it McDougall? Someone else had a good call on AEM. Always taking calls. Newmont today. I'll show in a second. Flying with calls. Maybe they're trying to buy cheap ones. GOLD going with calls nicely. I was a bride. What do they call it? A bridesmaid, not a bride, but they are taking calls and they're taking a combination of long-term and short-term calls. But you know what? AGQ, I got a nice position in AGQ. The triple ETF silver as silvers. I'm wasting everybody's. Oh, look at the CXK, Coach. I hope he got something, man. I'm afraid to look at FSM. I'm not kidding. You think I'm kidding. I'm not being. You think I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. This hurts me. AG, first one to freaking capitulate. Okay, we got a little bit, not bad. I even looked at it. It's in the fund, but I do have GOLD. I have NEM. I do have AEM and GDX. Why I have GDX instead of GDXJ? That's yet to be determined. I'm not quite sure. All right, so gold still taking gold. You know what? Let's stick on the gold subject as long as we're here, so I don't flop back and forth. Okay, hold on. We are here. Avago taking calls. AEM. A special diagram. Pardon me, which is rare to the Jesus feed. AEM call volume, price, calls. Listen, something's up. You can disseminate it you want. If you're not familiar, hold on. Let me show them on the right screen. If I go too fast, the best thing about TGH is you can go through the video and just pause the button and look at it. All right, XBI bearish. No super. AEM calls. They're going to August. AEM calls. They're going to December. This guy's putting in a court almost 400,000 next December. AEM. Listen, it's banks. It's proper rotation. Somebody makes fun of me saying proper rotation. Coach or Surf's Up is proper rotation. AEM. Here it is too. Morgan Stanley is the proper rotation. Everybody laughs at me with the JP Morgan bull flag. There you go. There was the bear flag. Charles Schwab was a coiled spring. Yes, we have some, but not much. There it is. Charlie Schwab. There's Chuck. Chuck's doing a lot better. Look, like the big freaking daddy. There's the Goldman. There's Goldman. You want a short? You're thinking about I want to ask a question from Isaac. He's asking about CELH. I mean, again, I get the question for a short. There are better shorts out there. It never made a new high. I do like the fact that you have your eye on target. You know what they say you ought to use from is for lack of air. And I have the heater on in here because as everybody can see here, hold on. It's 49 degrees actually. It's kind of balmy in upstate New York, so it's 49 degrees. But they say it's a lack of air that makes you yawn. Any doctors on here? I got a couple of doctors that one approval or one is. I'm sorry about that if I'm yawning. Believe me, I've been up early. Morgan Stanley bullish. Morgan Stanley bullish. GDX bullish. So GDX bullish, Morgan Stanley both, and the one right now is Bravo. You want to talk about being mixed and things going. There's no better feeling. I'm not even going to be redundant about it in the market when your shorts go down and your longs go up. I can't even see without shivering. There's Apple going down, and you know what, Coach? Number two. You know what it is? It's obvious. There it is, Tesla. The bear flag broke on the market's freaking flying with stocks that are going SMCI, AMD. You know what I mean? That's another time that I can reinforce. Forget about the end. Don't even trade the Qs. How can you trade the Qs when AMD is doing this and Apple is doing this and NVIDIA and SMCI are doing this? And you know, it's just don't even trade them. I have a personal anecdote. If I had more time, I'll trade. I trade probably. I very rarely trade the market. It just stuck in my head, and that's the way it is. But what's taking calls, Mike V? And what was hot? You asked on Friday. That's right. I'm talking to myself in the second person. Marvell. And there it is. It's still taking calls. Do I have to show you? I mean, I don't want to be facetious. Do I really have to show you? Marvell. BBAI, to no surprise. XBI taking Meta. Somebody's telling me it's going to 600. Meta. 600. Not kidding. A&F did this. When A&F's RSI was in the 70s, right here, the stock was like right here and it kept going up. Meta, I'm not kidding. It is what it is. I'm not saying to do it. I have some calls. I don't want to watch this $500 stock because what am I take 2,000, 3,000 shares. You know, I have a healthy buying power, and thank you. I feel very blessed. I'm not placating anybody. But you know, it takes a lot of buying power. So I bought some slightly out of the money calls because I have a long-term viewer on it. So, you know, we'll see what happens. Gap Stores has earnings, I believe, this week taking calls. There you go. That had a major CEO turnaround. That guy, the CEO in Gap Stores, that was a CEO, not the retail sector. So we'll see how his first couple of quarters fare. Like VFC, all of the retails are on the bottom. There's, my God, Macy's. We were just talking about this. Macy's was an example of how, you know, they were either rotating out of the sector or just taking Macy's. 20 to 7. Now they had another take. Read the news. I mean, I don't have that much time to disseminate it now. Let's go to a new share. Let's go back to the board. Okay, all eyes on SMCI, ARM negative, VERT, Coin. There you go. There's Coin. What do you need to know? Mara, I made some nice money in Mara short this morning. I top dipped this bastard and I covered it well. I made good money. 29.35. I covered it 27.87. Now I could say nice trade, Mike. Why did I cover it there? People want to are keep asking me, nice trade, but why did you pick that spot? And I have to articulate more why something works or why it doesn't. And I keep that noted. Okay, Mara. All right, I shorted 29.50. Hasn't made new highs. So then I usually look at the 5-minute, and I look at the 5-minute, or even look at the daily, and I saw it was coming down to some, you know, to some RSIs. So that's all. Same with CLSK, which I believe was negative today. Same thing. So you know what I mean? Is it going to? Let's go hourly. Do I think it's going to go, you know, back to zero? No. It is sitting on the 10-day, and it did have a reversal. But Isaac, just like CELH, it has nice range, price action and volume, and it's trading in a group. They all trade together, and there's nothing else you want better than that with stocks to trade as a group as well. All right, what else is moving? A couple of stocks, STX. I'm in this thing. How does this not hit 100? I'm in this. I'm still long it, by the way. I keep buying it. I came in long overnight. Hot stock out there. How could I not come in long in it? Western Digital, same thing. Storage technology. I know this thing rips. If I was shorted, I don't want to be a wise guy because I don't think that negatively. Like if I was shorted, it'd be 200. I don't like saying that. I use that type of hyperbole. But I'm saying if I was shorted, it'd be 100, at least higher. So STX, let's see what happens. MSTR, the leader of the group. MicroStrategy, the Bitcoin Big Daddy, Michael Saylor. How you doing? GCT came in long. This sold it nicely. You know what really let me down? What really let me down, and I took a good loss. I hope it's lower. Cal, I was shocked that this, you know what? I took a big loss on this. I had 10,000 shares or relative loss. I came in long it. EDU, all the other stocks. There was EDU. There was a go-to, all acting well. And I came in long a lot of Tal, 10,000 fact. And I took a loss. I punted a lot of it. I punted it. Tal, punted on most of it, 1460. You know what I mean? I didn't want this position to turn this position trade to turn into a position. It could pull a Macy's. Believe me, Tal tomorrow could beat 16. But you know, it is what it is, and that's the job that we choose. Gold bearish as Apple's going lower. Do you get the picture? At least with those two, Evercore and Apple, who cares? Gold bearish, that's not right. Somebody silver bullish, gold bullish, TQQ bullish. Gold, another miner seeking to tack on sweeper interest. You know what I mean? It worked in SE, didn't it? SE was up freaking $12 or so, like $8 today. It collapsed on the close SE on the open 58. Look at that. What are you doing now, Spies? Am I doing anything that's going good here? Mister Riggs. What is STX? Can't go. What am I short? Oh, WBA. WBA came in short a lot of this. Walgreens. How could you not? Oh, come on. CVS was actually up $1, but I want that to break the 200-day, even though they're not going quite together. CVS breaks the 200-day, then I'm going to really add to a Walgreens short aggressively. A&F needs no introduction. There it is. I actually shorted it, and I came on the air saying, look at it. I actually shorted it and recovered after Isaac asked me about CLH, and I didn't want to be hypocritical about shorting a strong stock. But there it was. I think I made enough for Big Mac, even though I don't eat them. But the A&F, easy money's on the long side. No surprise. What else is moving? Macy's, OCEA popped, Carvana, the root's on fire. I have 800 shares short this morning. It was 35. Now it's 41. Sticks not doing it. BBA, CLS going. Animal. Lemonade. Lemon. Another group. What group? Let me bring it up here. As Array breaks lower. These solars. Array. FSLR. Let's look at TAN in general. SEDG, EMPH more important. SEDG, EMPH, SEDG. SEDG is the bad one. And look at these things. SEDG. Run. You can walk, but you can't run. Any questions? I hope I'm really. Jets, airlines on low. Airlines on low. VIX. This is what I see when I'm talking out loud right here. Tesla lows. Jets weakness in airlines continues, even though JetBlue had news. Nat gas highs up 8%. Giddy up. Google lows, Boeing pop. Calls are what? GD boxes up. Workday down 5%. Semis, Qualcomm. They're taking up Qualcomm and Taiwan Semi all morning. Qualcomm and Taiwan Semi all morning. Why not? We're a little late, but we're trading here. We're here to take money out of the market. We're going to make money, not to be right. All right. Let's one more thing before I go and have all my positions fly all over the place. Okay. What's moving? That's what really matters. Okay. Percent gainers in the last 15 minutes. IOVA, ACMR, what a stock. HIMS, JMIA. Here you go. Look at this. JMIA. That's what they do. You know what? And you have to look back a little bit. The stock JMI from 5 to 10 from 3 to 8. It's got it in it. You know what I mean? It makes these moves. JMIA, HIMS, resumption trade, building a base. Nice. After resumption, not in it. As ELF goes the other way today. They're taking money on that. Oh, Vince, look at Vince Lombardi. I like Vince Lombardi. I'm building more position in Vince. I told it to you. I like this one. I do. Vince. Tweet it, mark it, pin the tweet, whatever they do. Let's look most active on the day because that really matters. Most active on the day, GOVT, Tesla, Mara, Sound, the typical people. Riven. Look at Riven. My God, there's the bear flag on Rivian as Tesla goes lower. That's one group that's going together. Riven. Don't like it. It's incredible. ALB gave it all back, best of breed. Well, actually, not gave it all back, turning. Let's look moving down. Let's look at percent losers last 60 minutes as it approaches almost 11:30. So we can look at least have a little bit more of a sample size of what's going down. Okay, KODK, CLSK, wow. Now it's down 8%. Giving up. Oh, what a bad cover, Mike V. Actually, it's a good cover. I was here to take money out of the market. That's not a bad cover. Take it back. Good trade. Next, Sana Bio, Fun Bio, VKTX collapsing. Now moving down $10. Bio, Riot. Okay, so here we go. Bios, a couple of airlines, airline, Mara, Mara, cold, the opposite of oil. Where is GBTC Bitcoin? All right, I'm in it. You know what I'll do? We'll short 800 Bitcoin right here. Why not? Do a board. I'll buy the cover. What's moving down here? ALB. SMCI is the one. SMCI, in my opinion, JP Morgan, Apple, and GLD, maybe GLD. I believe those are the gauges for stocks today is what one would want. Let things settle down. It is an active Monday morning as the VIX still stays, nowhere. But here you can see OCEA hot again. GCT. Where's MNTNX? Is that freaking thing negative? Another one goes up all day. APP. All day. App loving. Keep flagging out of the flag. You can draw your channel and just trade these channels. That's it. Trade the channels. Actually, the process is getting simpler as things are moving more. Believe me. Don't crowd the process. Any questions? Lewis, Coach, you all right? AEM, who do we have tonight? GTLB, I'm in it. Stitch Fix, I'm not in it. Karen, not interested. This is how you know the market is strong right here, as I posted. KR Relief. Nobody cares that NYCB is going to go under, or VLY, Valley National, will go under. Because you know what? All the money then goes to JP Morgan, the best of breeds. That's all. They want to take under. Okay, there's plenty of money to take. Plenty of people that'll take the Valley Nationals or these guys' money off, or their money's off their hands. All right, so a couple of, Coach was right to a degree. It's getting to be an antiquated theory when, when something, usually it's a ripple effect. When one goes, it does, but it takes time. But you know what I mean? Just the rest of the market doesn't care. There's plenty of money to move into elsewhere. Just, you got to remember, that's what the market does. Changes like that. Newmont, Nougat, Coin, Bitcoin, up in it. CELH, how you doing? New highs. Don't get in this thing, brother. This thing just came down too. ALB, OCEA, hot stock. Everybody should know it. I'm in it. That's huge volume now above the 50-day. A lot of it. OCEA, hot stock. I don't know how else to articulate it. Macy's, are they going to pull it back? Probably should take it off the screen. They're going to play with this thing. Maybe it's even an R thing. I haven't looked into it yet. ZS, China stocks down. Long Island, sold that Friday. Okay, something was up. I took it overnight on Friday, and I took the loss, much like I took the loss on TAL this morning. There's TAL breaking lower, but this LI I mean, it looked like storage technology. And every other China stock was up, and I'm looking this morning, 45.70. I took a decent loss. By the way, I sold it nicely. I sold it nicely. Now again, that's why don't let your trades turn into positions. There's more opportunities in this market not to get. Oh, right, they're all going down now. Riot, Mara, could have been someone. Now I'm upset. Where's Bitcoin? Hanging in there. I'll short them a little bit more. Short 800. I should be shorting the ones that are going down, like on the left here. BT. This one went from 280 to 230. Not interested. But you know what? AMD might should be coming down this a little, shouldn't it? With some Bitcoin related. SMCI. No, SMCI is 1120. That's incredible. I covered it well too. I covered it 751. Fact. And I left like 40 on the table, but not now. Viking Therapeutics giving it all back today. High of the day, 96, now 86. Look at the range. And they all go together, these weight loss drugs. There's Viking Therapeutics. No deal over the weekend. I get it. Now they sell it off a little bit. What's moving on? With any questions? You know what? I'll leave it here because I got to get back to what's going on here. Let me go to Tradeview Markets, and we'll go to TradeGATEHub to see if any questions. If not, we'll answer. I'm always here, and I'm always going to answer the questions. It's a responsibility. So, okay, Mike V, TradeGATEHub. It's Monday, late Monday morning, so don't do too much. There's a lot of earnings coming out, and I say it, but there's a pride thing involved. Be a professional, like I say. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, you wouldn't walk into a BMW dealership and pay 100,000 for something that has a sticker of 90,000, would you? Unless you're like me at 22 years old and you do young and obnoxious things. But now I'm 50 and I don't do that anymore. AAL. What's wrong with AAL? All right, so I'll leave it there. Mike V. Trade what's hot. The VIX is low, so that means you're not going to see many reversals. Usually, what's going, add to your winners and sell your losers. That's it. Mike V, TGH. Thank you for Tradeview Mark sponsoring. I'll be on with Coach tomorrow, every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m. Thank you to everybody behind the scenes. Surfs Up, Alexis, who works with me. All his posts are probably even just as good, if not better than mine. Trust the process and trust our information. Thanks for tuning in again. Mike V. Cheers.